can still see their angry faces as they stormed the manor. But I was dead before they found me. And the letter was on its way.
Yes, and that letter was the reason that we came to this kind of a miserable place. So hello everyone and welcome back to the darkest of dungeons. And well, you haven't been anywhere yet. And yes, I took some time and renamed everyone a little bit. I got at least a few names from a specific person in YouTube, but otherwise they can still, at least the new members can be renamed. So if you want to be someone new at some point, do let me know of a certain type and you can be named here or whatever you want to be doing. These are going to be Lynx and Fox. I think that's fitting enough. And I don't know, there's a lot of stuff that we could be doing or considering to do, like Tancred himself, and we could actually just shorten this to Tancred. Himself has so many things that fascinated with corpses, severe fear of enclosed spaces, known shit. Well, not all of them are that bad. I guess this is kind of the first in the end, because then he has even bigger or less stress resistance when his health is going to get that low, and it's going to get that low at one point or another. And we still don't have a new leper, so no one who could use that. And then we definitely want to be upgrading something here in the guild with someone, but the question is what and with whom, and so many difficult questions. Like, I could also be getting these different kind of abilities for them, and the one that at least I have really loved to be able to use has been this disorientating blast. So at the moment it's accuracy based 80, damage modifier minus 100, so he doesn't do a lot of damage with this, but he shuffles the target. With this it would be accuracy based 85, a little bit of a critical modifier, nothing specifically else, but it would improve it for sure. And of course I have to be trying to remember that this Fraps just simply doesn't want to record the mouse cursor, even though I have it allowed and all that, but it just doesn't want to allow it. So for example, at some point I said that we need, or I wanted certain kind of things, like here are the busts and we got a lot of crests, but we have a few portraits, and I would have really specifically liked to get these deeds, because there's a lot of stuff that I would like to be able to upgrade with the deeds. So that's specifically something that I would wish to be able to get some more of. But who are we going to be first of all taking and going to explore with? I think we can take Yoshimo for sure. He has a lot of interest, and he's a Baron's explorer specifically. If we would be able to go to there, and he is an eagle eye. What kind of he has apparently at the moment an uppercut, which is not necessarily the best when I'm not specifically planning to have him in the upper two or front line. So it might be nice to be able to get something else for him. Let's have a look. Is there something specific that I would rather like to have? This is like we mark the target. This would be something that a monster attacked by us would indeed then be... that's so annoying when there's something like that coming. But yeah. But then that we would be able to mark some target, and then we would be able to just... when it's marked like that, we could be making more damage to it, plus 100 damage, because he would be tagged, which would be a good combo. At least if we want to be getting keeping the collect bounty, then this would be nice to have for sure. This is then come hitter, where we could pull a target closer to the front line, which would be nice. It's not even just a random shuffle, but it's just that certain individual will be coming closer to the front. Uppercut, as said, it's then not necessarily that useful if we don't want to be keeping him in the front line. Flashbang would be again shuffle single, but it has a stun pace of 100%. Finish him is melee, but it can be used from anywhere. It has a critical modifier. Self is monster stunned. Yeah, if the monster is stunned, he does plus 33% damage. So as such, it could work very nicely, even if, like, if he would do this, and Zerma would first go and blind or stun blind the back row. That could work really nicely. So I do like that. Hook and Slice is then ranged, accuracy base 75, damage modifier to the enemy, I guess. No, probably just this attack has that sort of a thing. But I really would like to get this Mark of Death. I just have to be careful how I spend my money. So, and yeah, this is something that I did at least read previously in the game that I tried a little bit, because I wanted to try this out a little bit there. Remap combat skills. Like I said, I am not forward from this situation in my other games, say, but I did read this. So heroes can only have 4 active combat skills at a time. Toggle the skills on and off to change your loadout, and watch how it changes that hero's positional strengths in the display above. Yes. So this is something I'm going to be taking off. I kind of like this too, but let's have a look first of all in here. So if we would take this off, we can select this one first of all. Then he would specifically prefer to be in this position for the moment. Yeah, that finishes him, and then, but then we would need someone who can do indeed this stun. So that's definitely something to remember. I don't really know if we necessarily need the hook and dice. I kind of like the what was it? Come hitter more as sus. But of course, if we also would go and buy that now, it would already cost quite a lot, and he's completely new recruit, so maybe I will not do that right away. But if he's going to be coming along, who else would be coming along? I think Celestines at least. Just because, well, he's already, or she's already been in our group a long time too, and she certainly has no stress whatsoever. I don't specifically like this Mace Bash though. She is a specifically good healer though, considering she has already the Part Heal, Divine Grace, and then we could consider buying her as well this Judgment, or something else. Like this would be a stun base. It would be able to stun one of those targets, which would not be necessarily the first. It also increases the torch, and we can use it from the back row, which is kind of nice. So I could very well consider this, specifically when Yoshimo has that bonus against stunned enemies, so then we would have one more with a stun attack. Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy this. Then what was this? It also increases the torch plus 5 and a target, but this I cannot use from the very back placement if I would want to be putting her there, so as such it's not that good. Judgment on the other hand could very well work. So of course then we indeed have almost, well, pretty much nothing that we could be using from the up front if it happens to be the case that we happen to get there at some point, unfortunately. So probably it's good to keep one of these active, because there can be that random shuffling around. So which one to take off? Let's take the Mace Bash off and take the Dazzling Light. So then we are rather keeping her here if in any way possible. But if she happens to have to go all the way up, then she can at least do something from there. Without just using the move. Okay, what else would I like to do? We could upgrade something from her skills, for sure. Like the Party Heal would certainly be always 2 heal, which wouldn't be the worst, for sure. Or this to do the 4 to 6 healing. Then there's of course the Dazzle Light that I could improve still more. Accuracy a little bit more. A little bit of critical modifier. It doesn't improve it a lot, but I guess this would be really nice as sus, because there's a lot of cases when it's just 1 hit point healed, and now it would be certain 2 hit points all the time. So it's not the worst idea. I could consider this too as sus, I guess. It's kind of a shame that I cannot take that though. But we could probably manage with this as well already. Of course I could consider doing this just because of the full fact that then accuracy base would be even a little bit better. Yeah, fine. I'll do that. Okay, so Tapeout would be coming along, but who else? How much did you have? I kind of would like to put you almost to... Well, as such I almost would want to be getting rid of the Kleptomania, because it's really annoying. Also, I was considering that I could really not just have one of these at least changed. I'm not sure which one, but I was looking that this could be actually pretty nice, because when he happens to not be able to be in the front place, we could anyways be keeping him in maybe in the second position. This would be something that he could attack with from the back, and he would move forward with 1. Which would be a lot more useful than always just having to move him otherwise just manually. So I really do like that. That would be a stress heal for someone, which could be nice in some cases, but it's only a small amount of course. As such, in some ways we could say that the best heal for those kind of a stressful situation are the criticals. If we can get a character who is really good with dealing with that sort of stuff, that is really nice. I don't really like this bleed out though. That's also something that I don't specifically... Well, I'm not used to it at least. Might be one way to say it, but for example this is really nice. Just for the fact that there's a lot of annoying creatures in the back row. So I might just as well go and improve it at least with 1. It's so freaking annoying. Those things in the back. This of course could also be nice. Like this could maybe be, it's like you have those debuffs for yourself because you do this. Target would be bleeding for 3 rounds for 3 points, which is a lot if it's something that can bleed, or at least if we upgraded it would be. And accuracy base, if we would upgrade it, would be 85, damage modifier 10%, critical modifier 6%. So, as such, it would be a very good for something that is hard to deal with. So 3 turns, 3 bleed is not bad, for sure. And we could always do an adrenaline rush afterwards, so I'm not sure if I would need to be changing her skill setup necessarily. Though I do like this breakthrough a lot, because it's just that certain damage to 3 guys. What do I want to do with this money though? Who has some of the most annoying thing to get rid of? That's something that I should really look into too. Resist affliction -5, which is of course a little bit unfortunate. All sort of fear of the beast. You have that sickly, all sort of stuff like religious visions, food consumed, tuckered out, caught fearing, a fear of the unholy, calm, love interest. What about fox? Slow reflexes. I'm not sure if any of these are the worst. Slow reflexes might be something that we could consider curing, so to speak, but on the other hand, well, and of course, poor Faintry is very much indeed dead. What about, well, of course I cannot do anything in there yet. So, what else to do? What else to do? Like, I'm just really wondering what kind of improvements would be the best, but maybe we'll just embark for now and see what we would like to be doing. We could not go at the Warrens, at least at this very moment. Where would we like to? I was thinking that we could go first, for the very first time, to at least visit here. So let's do that. Celeste Ines will be in the very back row. Then I was thinking about taking you into the third position. Then Fox does have a little bit less stress from Lynx and Fox, so let's take her still. And then, I don't know, maybe Tancred could come along, maybe. Hard decision, really. Or have two barbarians. Well... Let's commit Tancred into tier so he can get rid of his kleptomaniac behaviors, because I don't like it. I'm here on my own volition. No, you're not. You're a kleptomaniac that cannot keep his hands to himself, so to speak. I'm not sure though, indeed, who would be the last one to journey into this trip. I guess it could be, we don't have really a melee front guy, but this is a short journey, so maybe I could take you. You should be able to do pretty much everything from the second position, so it's okay. So let's just provision and be on our way. Let's take 6 of them, 8 food, no 10 food, a shovel, one of these, just to experiment where we could use it. Maybe just, as such, it's not as logical that there would be actually even that much here. Let's take an antivenom, something like this. Let's try to be saving a little bit more money though. Okay. Against the hazards of interactive objects you encounter. Okay.